Alright, how's everybody doing? This is the Comic Samurai. I want to welcome you to my next video, and tonight we're going to be doing another Let's Rank challenge. This is where we look at a run on a series and assign every cover a letter grade from A to F, and then pick our favorite and award it that special S tier ranking. And tonight, we're going to be looking at the 1995 ongoing series titled The Green Goblin. So let's go ahead and jump right in. First up, we got issue number 1. We're going to take a look at all the covers here and find out why it only lasted 13 issues. Now, most of these were drawn by Scott McDaniel, written by Tom DeFalco. And this first one introduced the Green Goblin and a new iteration of him. A young man found the mask and all the weapons and everything and decided to take up the mantle. This one also has a cover enhancement of some shiny foil there, and they really put a texture on the foil, and it's kind of reflective, and it looks like the Green Goblin's armor. It's a pretty neat treatment there, but I don't know that it worked. It was kind of illegible. It made the writing in the foil really dark, and you have to get the light just right, as you could see there. This was an okay one, and it excited me. I love that McDaniel art, and I'm going to give it a B. Next up, we got issue number 2 here, and this new inexperienced hero went up against the villain of the Rhino. And right here, he's got the Rhino by the horn, and the Rhino is upside down, and I just don't believe that for a second. Now, while the armor might give him enhanced strength, there's no way he's strong enough to pick up the Rhino or hold the Rhino like that. I didn't like this layout here. I do love that Scott McDaniel art. It really reminded me of Frank Miller, but kind of updated for the 90s, and when it was colored right, it was exceptional, especially his run on Daredevil. But this issue number 2 fell pretty flat for me, and I continued to get it just on the strength of it, though. So I'm going to award it a C. Next up, we got issue number 3, and this is the one where he fought the Scarlet Spider, and I was not into that iteration of Spider-Man then. When they started doing the clone stuff, the Scarlet Spider, Ben Reilly, all that, I tuned out hard, and I was not impressed with this one. I did not like how Scott McDaniel did the Spider-Man's webs there. I didn't like the image of the Green Goblin, and especially the Scarlet Spider there. Man, this one was a tough one for me, and I'm giving it a D. I don't know what saves it from getting an F, but man, it was close. Next up, we got issue number 4, and I always liked it when the Hobgoblin and the Green Goblin battled each other, and I wanted to see this iteration of the Green Goblin go up against the Hobgoblin there. They do interact, and I do like this cover there. It climbs back up, and this one gets the level of a B. It's nowhere near as good as that Todd McFarlane one where they had the two goblins fighting. Next up, we got issue number 5. And this one, everybody knows what I'm going to say, has a very, very pink cover, and it clashed with the green in his costume. It clashed with the yellow in the trade dress there. They tried to introduce 3 different versions, another versions of the Hobgoblin or Green Goblin there, female versions, daughters of the Goblin or whatever. I don't think this one worked, and I'm just giving it a D. I did not care for that one. I wish it was colored different. Next up is issue number 6 here, and this was Scott McDaniel working on Daredevil, and I loved his work on Daredevil. He's got his billy club there, and all of the batarangs or whatever they are, the Hobgoblin's blades, reflecting the Hobgoblin there. This is a beautiful cover. I love it. I wish it was colored just a little bit different. The pink is just a little overpowering. And I can't give this one an A. It gets a very strong B+, though. It would never go into one of my comic bowls or never make a competition. Next up, we got issue number 7 here. And on this one, they tried to introduce this new villain here in the background, that yellow domed figure. And it just looks like the Monitor or the Anti-Monitor from DC. And I did not like that villain at all. What do you guys think of the Monitor and Anti-Monitor in DC's Crisis on Infinite Earths? I thought he was a terrible villain and cosmic being. Anyway, this figure reminded me of that, and I can't get past it. I'm giving it a D. All right, next up is issue number 8, and McDaniel took a break on this one, and a young Darick Robertson of The Boys fame and many other titles, I love Darick Robertson, did the interiors on this one, and this is kind of a fail on the cover though. That white background, they really blew up the trade dress in the background, and this female hero, she's holding her fist. It's supposed to maybe remind you of like an Iron Fist character. It was not that though. It's just kind of this new villain they introduced. Didn't work for me, and I'm giving this one a D. Alright, next up we got issue number 9, and this is where Scott McDaniel and Tom DeFalco returned. And they introduced this new villain there, and it just didn't work. When you've got this thing that can change its shape there, It didn't work. The coloring, the lighting, it's a confused cover. I'm giving this one a D. All right, next up we got issue number 10, and this one introduced a bunch of new characters that were kind of robots from Murder World. We got Arcade's iterations there, but look at how Doctor Doom's armor and Spider-Man's head just get mixed up there. It's very confused there. They'd made some mistakes on the coloring or the inking or something there. I don't like his version of the Hulk very much. I'm kind of interested in this Colossus, and that's the only thing that saves this one from getting a D, but it's just an average cover, and I'm getting a C. I do like that Arcade's Murder World. Those are always fun issues. Next up, we got issue number 11, and this is where the train started to go off the tracks. It really did lose its steam here. This is such a muddled image there. It summed up all the tropes that the 90s were infamous for, known for in a bad way. And they tried all the tricks, that computer coloring that just didn't work. I'm not a big fan of this one, and the best I can do is a D, and it's a D-. When you get just generic villains fighting somebody, it never works. Next up, we got issue number 12, and you can see the writing on the wall. It's another image that is just lost. The new team didn't click. They were losing momentum here. It just seemed like a last gasp. Look at the blue wash in the background, just a simple no details in the background there. This was a time when Marvel was floundering, and it's reflected in this one. And man, I do not like the yellow and the purple. I'm giving this one an F. All right, they went out with a whimper with this issue number 13. McDaniel did not return for it. You've got the character who was under the mask the whole time, walking away from the costume. It's reminiscent of all those other covers where a hero gives up the ghost, quits for good, and I think he stayed quit, and that's a good thing. They tried it. It didn't work. All these covers, the stylistic way they drew it. I do kind of like the expression on the Goblin mask there, like, oh, you'll be back. It does save this one from just being mediocre. But again, went out with a pretty big whimper. I'm giving this one a B-. Well, as you can see, none of the comics there rose to the level of an A, so I'm not going to go ahead and award any a special S tier. None of these will ever make it onto any of my comic bowl competitions, but they are interesting. They did have some good reflections. Scott McDaniel really got his feet wet here, and it was an interesting story. It was a better read than I thought it was going to be, so if you ever want to check it out, you can. But let me know what other series, titles, artists, writers you want me to rank. Thanks again, and have a great night.